Once again, you're listening on this VN coming from the Koiki Media studio in London. Today being the 29th of March 2025, and at Sofa many places that Limariwa. Don't rely only on YouTube and Facebook. You must also follow us on Twitter. Lórí ìkànnì wa tó ń pè ní Koiki Media. Thank you so much fẹ́yìn tí ẹ tútù lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Twitter tó ń pè ní X. It is one of the most unique places to push our message. But many Yoruba people, Tana Johnshe Yoruba Nation, are not going there for whatever reason to help us to retweet, to help us to get our messages out. Important. Very, very important that you would listen to follow all these instructions. Twitter, known as X, one of the most powerful tools among all the social media network. Mo pray pé púpọ̀ nínú yín ẹ download ẹ̀ fáwọn tó bá tún gbọ́ VN. But let's go back to self-determination. Video tá a máa listen sí nísìn, òun ni the Vice President of the United States of America, J.D. Vance, ó accuse Denmark pé wọ́n neglect ibìkan tó ń pè ní Greenland. Ó wá ń sọ pé àwọn ará abẹ́ ní àwọn fẹ́ self-determination. Just like báwa náà ṣe ń sọ pé a fẹ́ self-determination, but láti orí ìjọba Buhari títí dórí Tinubu ṣe ni wọ́n fi etí kún bí ìgbà tí wọ́n ọ̀gbọ́n tá à ń sọ. Bí ó dìgbà tí America bá wá fún wọn ní lashes. But America ò ní wá dá sí because America might not have the interest pé kí Yorùbá dá dúró. Wọ́n mọ̀ ìdí tó ṣe ń lé Greenland. It is benefit for them. But there will be relationship between us and the United States of America. But tá a bá jáde gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwa náà ṣe láti push out and continue to determine our lives, then we might end up not getting what we are asking for. But tá a bá jáde, we are likely to achieve all these quickly. And that is the reason why Tashin Sofawoyan pé when we come out for the rally, when we are asked to come out, everybody must do so. Àtọmọ kékeré, àtàgbàlagbà, àtẹni tó ní physical challenge, it does not matter. Everybody must come out as at the time tó bá ní ká jáde. So mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Now, let's listen quickly to what he has to say. But before I play the video, let me quickly read the article slightly. The United States Vice President has accused Denmark of underinvesting in Greenland security, just like Nigeria has not invested in the security of the Yoruba people in also the similar case. Táwọn bá ní wọ́n invest ní Greenland, àwa náà rí pé after tí Bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ ti kú, the whole of the regional government was destroyed. We have told you that from the article tí a ti kà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí, tí Bàbá Akíntóyè ní ká máa fi ṣe kíni, ká máa fi engage ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. And what is that article? The article that stated clearly, very, very clearly, that the Yoruba people were everything was destroyed after tí Bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ ti lọ. They destroy everything. Ó wà nínú the good news, the guideline to the prosperity. We have read it many times and we will not be tired to read it again and again. Very, very important. But if America is complaining about Greenland, they might not complain on your behalf about the one inside Nigeria. It is our own responsibility and duty to tell the international community about our plight inside what is known as Nigeria today. And that is exactly what we are doing on a daily basis by educating and preparing us. If you look at this screen in front of you right now, as Professor Akintoye says, the good news path to prosperity in our Orile de Yoruba, written by Professor Adebanji Akintoye as one of our manifesto, one of our guidelines, one of our source. In it, according to Professor, this is a manifesto from those of us who are fighting for our sovereign Yoruba nation, our independent Yoruba country, separate from Nigeria. It is important that every Yoruba sons and daughters have access to this document. Again, how do you get access to this document? It is already on our website, and I can show you that quickly as well. When you go on the Koiki Media International News.com, again, Koiki Media International News.com, you go on that website, you go click on Yoruba People. That is why we created that section. More updates will be coming on there. You click on Yoruba People. Right there and there, you can download it's not an article, it's a manifesto. This is the Yoruba manifesto towards our way out of telling Yoruba people it is far better, well documented, well written in a simple English, why we will be better off having our own Yoruba country as against being part of what Britain created called Nigeria. While we can be able to quickly build these beautiful deep sea port in Ondo State, where ship liner, big one, àwọn tó ń lọ fún holiday, the shipping cruise, I don't think some of you know what they look like. They do arrive as well in Benin Republic. I saw them. These are beautiful ship cruise, or cruise ship rather. Imagine you in Ondo State, imagine 10 of these are docking on a daily basis in Ondo State. You will be so busy, you might not even think about going to America. This is the future that we are talking about. All this future will not happen in Nigeria. Some of you don't know that some of these people want to visit you in Ondo State and in Yoruba land. But they will not come to a country where there is insecurity. They will not come to a country where there is no 20. This shipping line needs 24 hours electricity. It can be done when we have our own independent country. Ọmọ Yorùbá Dìde, mo bẹ̀ wá. Benin Republic is being pointed as 25 countries, including Benin Republic, that people are advised to visit this year. So when we talk about this beautiful cruise ship, they will come from around the globe. They will visit Ondo State. They will visit many Yoruba towns and cities that are beautiful, magnificent, has a lot to offer around the world. But when you are refusing a Yoruba country, you are refusing the future of the Yoruba people as a Yoruba man or Yoruba daughter. Your life will not have to be suffering in this contraction, the jungle that you're currently living at. Look at I don't want to play any video because I don't want this show to be flagged down by any of the videos I will be using, and I don't know which one might flag me down. But we can probably see one maybe as an advert from the cruise liner, all inclusive. These are cruise liner that would travel to Yoruba land when they know that there is a future prospect of things that people need to see. We have it. We have the mountains. We have the rivers. We have the weather. People will travel down to Yoruba land. But if you are rejecting a Yoruba country, you are rejecting this kind of opportunity. Look at them. They will come. Ondo State, can take this kind of ship, this cruise ship. But to ban reject pay offer, some of you will have to supply a lot of things to them. Mo bewa. It is not because of me, it is because of every single one of us. We are telling President Tinubu Election is not what we need right now. So, Fanity of Nidi, copy The Good News Path to Prosperity in Our Orile-Ede Yoruba by Professor Akintoye. Right there, you go on the Koiki Media Internationalnews.com. You will have seen the link many times, but because and click Lilori, you can download it and you will be able to read a full manifesto of the future of the Yoruba people when we eventually exit Nigeria. That is that manifesto in front of you right now. Screen. I pray that many of us will heal to the warning. What is the warning? The warning that our life are better. Now, let me take you back to J.D. Vance, as we want to tell you. But before we go there, I wanted to tell you, we talked about this yesterday, which is we shall revive and strengthen our education. In the Nigeria today, we have suffered serious decline. I talked about this yesterday. Our tourism, which is part of what we are discussing with the cruise ship, is under that manifesto, and I believe it's coming under, bear with me because it's up to number 35. So it might take time. I think I just saw it right now. I just saw it right now. So that I can take you there. Maybe we can read quickly. I've done a full program about this last year. You can go back and look for it on all my channels. But Tebafe Kafurai, go on the website, download it, have the copy yourself, and read through it and compare it to the current one that is running in Nigeria for the last 25 years that have made your life miserable. I just saw it right now. But maybe what I'll do is I might come back to that while so that we don't hold on. All right, I'll leave it for now because I can't find it. But I know it's the tourism. But I don't know which of the numbers in the content of the manifesto. I'm sure I saw it not too long ago, just a few minutes ago now. Yoruba Nation is a task that needs to be completed. All right, let's read it one at a time. Maybe we might find it. Number one, we are in a nation with a proud root and a proud history. Number two, in an independent Nigeria, we have suffered serious decline and agony. Number three, we shall revive and strengthen our education. Number four, first and foremost in our Orile-Ede Yoruba, we shall seriously revive our national character. Number five, our youth development program will transform our nation. Number six, we shall clean up our politics. Number seven, we shall take creative steps about political parties. Number eight, we shall make our election quality elections. Number nine, we shall achieve a corruption-free public service. Number 10, we shall create a true and respectable judiciary. Number 11, we shall build an incorruptible civil service. Number 12, we shall craft the most appropriate constitution. Number 13, we shall have truly Yoruba national military and security services. Number 14, we shall evolve an effective foreign policy and services. Number 15, we shall evolve the best immigration policy. Number 16, our country shall be a land of enterprise and a plentiful jobs. Number 17, we shall kill corruption in our country. Number 18, we shall have trusted and respectable public media. Number 19, we shall place great emphasis on sport. Number 20, we shall go very powerfully for technology. Number 21, we shall impose order on our mineral exploitation. Number 22, we shall create a highly efficient transportation. Number 23, we shall make our electricity supply maximally efficient. Number 24, we shall have regular water supply in our towns. Number 25, we shall evolve a rational healthcare system. Number 26, we shall modernize our cities. Number 27, we shall seriously emphasize enterprise and business. Number 28, we shall take consciousness care of our weak citizens. Number 29, we shall at least go seriously for modern agriculture. That is the one I'm looking for. Number 30, we shall elevate tourism Number 31, we shall preserve and strengthen religious harmony in our country. Number 32, we shall restore dignity to our Obas. Number 33, we shall return fully to our Yoruba language. Number 34, we shall keep the cost of governing low and patriotic. Number 35, politics and public service will be patriotic and clean and open to all true patriots in our new country called Yoruba country. This is a great manifesto that you should be proud of as a Yoruba sons and daughters that will be much better for the future that we are talking about. I hope some of us will understand what I'm saying. Now, let me touch on that number 30 quickly, if I can find it at page 79. And then I'm going to take you back to J.D. Vance, nípa tó ń sọ nípa self-determination. Tourism is very important. Tourism will bring revenue. In Turkey, according to their data, 61 billion US dollars was invested in their country through tourism. Yoruba would do far triple more than that, but it can only happen when we are inside our own independent Yoruba country, not the current Nigeria, because Nigeria will not give you the room to develop the DC port, and that is it right there, number 30. We shall elevate tourism. Our Yoruba homeland is very rich in cultural tourism and assets. The city of Ile-Ife leads the way to its shrines, monuments, statues, ancient festivals, and other ancient locations of importance. But all across Yoruba land, there are large number of shrines, ancient festivals, and then there are the countless types of traditional masks, each of which features its annual appearances and festivals, Egungun in Ado-Ekiti, and some other Ekiti towns, Epa also in Ekiti, Gelede in Yewa and Egba towns, Eyo in Lagos State and others. And then there are outstanding natural features that are regularly attract visitors, such as the hot spring in Ikogosi in Ekiti, Idonre Hill, Oluma Rock in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Irin Ijesha Waterfall, Erinta Waterfall, the lakes on the hilltops in Idere, Adoaye in Ibarapa area of Oyo State, and similarly impressive rock towers across the country. These are places that people want to come and visit. But they will not come to a country where you don't have 24 hours electricity, there's no security, Fulani continue to kidnap people. And then again, there are many places of historical importance, such as the slave export place in Badagry. I visited the one in Benin Republic called the Door of No Return. The Kiriji War battlefield between Igbajo and Imesi Ile. Places like this, people want to visit it. People will pay huge amount of money to visit these places. But while they are still in Nigeria, they are scared to come down. They know about these places, they want to visit it, but they are too scared because they don't want to be kidnapped and be paying ransom or to be killed because of the insecurity in the jungle. Let's go further. And finally, there are some important assets that our new country might designate as national monuments. A sure one is which Chief Obafemi Awolowo Residency and Museum in Ikenne. You go there, there's no electricity as I speak to you right now. This is one of our most important man across, but yet it does not have great electricity across Ikenne. We should all be crying. We should all be covering our eyes because gbogbo tí Baba Awolowo tó ṣe pátá has been destroyed. We as Yoruba people, these politicians are criminals. They do not respect everything Baba Awolowo foresee for the future of the Yoruba people. And it is our own now to stop it quickly so that we can bring the glory of what Baba Awolowo wants. Go to Ikenne now, you will cry. You'll be asking that, Shebi Baini Baba Awolowo Gbesha, Ikenne should be more better than New York and London. But right now, as I speak to you, the people do not even have 3 square meals. There's no electricity. There's no water. There's no jobs. The whole area is as dead. And yet, we had a vice president that married to the Awolowo family. He should be closing his eyes, like I call him the short man devil, a evil Yoruba man called Osibajo. He should be closing his eyes that he could not even put things in place at the burial ground of the late Obafemi Awolowo. Let's go further. Our new country will need to invest money on some of the places mentioned above. We need to upgrade it to the standard away from the one it is currently if you're going to attract tourist attractions. And this takes me quickly to where I was listening to. I told you that this is your international media channel. Let me take you out of there quickly and take you to what I had Putin talking about Arctic Ocean, the Arctic. Do you know that the Arctic now, Putin says, and I quote, that he would transform that places, and most of you might end up visiting like millions of people have done already. Yoruba edide, eyin Yoruba jẹ́ ká kúrò nínú ratirati tá wà nú èyí. The future is brighter for us away from the current one that we are thinking of 2027. We don't need 2027. Our life will be far better off if we are out of Nigeria. But it seems that many people still do not get the message. I am pleading again and again. Let us fight now and get what we want, and our life will remain much better. Let me take you quickly. I have listened to it. I have even written it down of what Putin says before I came on the show. And this is exactly what Putin says during his discussion. Starting from about 19 minutes, I'm preparing the video. It will be coming on your screen in just about a few minutes.
I hope.
But what Putin says there is exactly what we would do with all these areas Tiba Bakitoye mentioned in the manifesto. It will be transformed. It will be upgraded. Millions of people around the world will visit Yoruba country, and they would even want to live and gain our own residence, just like we have done for many of us that have managed to run out of Nigeria looking for more passport, because it will upgrade our lives. Let me take you to what Putin says in just as we continue in this discussion. Look at it and watch. But before that, this is some of the points I noted. Putin says, and I quote, 1 million people have already visited Arctic. I don't think some of you know what Arctic is. One of the most coldest places on earth. Imagine 1 million people lost Ibito Tutu. That means that we should be expecting 10 million people to visit a place that the weather is beautiful, Yoruba land. If 1 million people have already visited Arctic, I will show you what it looks like in a minute. For those of you that are watching, my name is Oluwa Seun. I will remove that love of Nigeria from your heart. You will love Yoruba land because Nigeria is not a country. That is the job that I have decided to do all my life until we gain our country as quickly as possible. Again, they have already given people discount tickets. Imagine Putin is giving discount ticket for people to visit Arctic. 800,000 people took advantage of that. He also went further that he will put the quality of life for the people living in Arctic. People are living there. Oh no, man, make life more better. Nigeria will not make your life better. Tinubu will not make your life better. Let our people wake up now. 2027 is just another deceit. I warned you as they were going for the election in 2023 that it was all lies. Now, let me release the audio of how Putin explained it, and you will start understanding. But before I release that, you will first watch how Putin visited the Arctic himself. This was some few years back, 7 years ago. I am talking about Ibito Tutu. Millions of people want to visit it. Imagine how they will visit places that is far better than Arctic. We will promote Yoruba land. We will sell it to the world. You will be busy in whatever job you want to do. It does not matter. Arctic is a very cold place. This is how Putin visited it. After that, I'll take you straight to the conference that was held in Russia as Putin exposes U.S. Greenland plot. He says, and I quote, They have wanted that place since 1860. The Fulani want Yoruba land. They will kill many Yoruba people to make sure that they get their Quran deep into the ocean of Lagos. We must stop them. We must do everything as within our power. We will take the risk today and we will enjoy it tomorrow. My name is Olami Koiki. Share the program. And if you're looking for where we are all the time, I will be explaining that further in this broadcast. Let's first watch how Putin arrived in Arctic 7 years ago before we play the next video.
On the same day as an international summit began on the Arctic, President Vladimir Putin has visited the desolate Franz Josef Land archipelago, reaffirming Moscow's claim. He's to go to the northern Russian city of Arkhangelsk on Thursday for the meeting on how to develop the inhospitable Arctic Ocean.
Did you hear the analysis? How to develop the coldest place of a developer. 7 years ago was that. Already the job has been done. Millions of people have visited. They are giving discount. The quality of the life of the people. You do not need politicians to tell you we will turn your life around in 4 years, and in 25 years of the failed democracy, your life has been miserable. Ọmọ Yorùbá. That was a video of 7 years ago. Ewa Gbo into Putin saw 7 years after. He visited the place. Many of the places that have been visited in Yoruba land, they say they will develop. They are only telling you that, but it will never be developed while we are still within Nigeria. Once again, let's go back to the video.
Thursday for the meeting on how to develop the inhospitable Arctic Ocean. Putin has said he remains open to mutually beneficial partnerships with other countries to tap into the region's resources. Along with Russia, several states, including the US, Canada, Denmark and Norway, are vying for jurisdiction over parts of the Arctic as shrinking polar ice opens up new opportunities for exploration.
Again, new opportunity. While we have watched that video, Etiribo Sheridisi is a cold place. Tobano Tutu, one of the coldest on earth. Now, let's listen after 7 years how Putin is talking about the development and how not just development, people that have visited. This video will last about 4 minutes. I will not interrupt it because I've already know where to start and where to stop. But like I said, you will be amazed what Putin is telling investors about how they need to come now before it is too late. Investors will troop into Yoruba land to try to invest. It will only favor the Yoruba first before any other person. We will think Yoruba first before any other person, just like America come first before any other person.
Earth metals, in other industries related to mechanical engineering, the production of complex equipment, and industrial equipment. As an example, I will cite the Center for the Construction of Large-Tongue Marine Structures in Baloka Menoye, where localization of technologies for liquefying natural gas is underway. The most modern and our own developments in this area are being applied. I would like to draw the attention of my colleagues from the government and regions. It is necessary not only to propose, but also to effectively fine-tune the instruments of support for investment business activity in the Arctic, including tax incentives, administrative preferences, infrastructure preparation of land plots, and so on. In particular, I remind my colleagues of the need to strictly replenish the plans for gasification of the Murmansk region. It must be carried out before 2030. I emphasize that this task is not being removed. And of course, we need to develop such a promising direction as tourism. The Arctic North is a unique concentration of natural, historical, and spiritual monuments. It has the richest cultural palette. More than 1 million tourists visit the Arctic every year to get acquainted with its landscapes, see the northern lights, go Arctic fishing, ride dog sleds, or travel to the polar archipelagos. The number of tourists is growing. Accordingly, new projects are appearing in this area, such as the Arctic Tourism Center, with a ski resort in the Yamalo-Nenets Autonomous Okrug, or the Aqua Thermal Resort, and all-season hotel complex in Karelia. I ask both the federal government and the regions to support such initiatives that open up new borders of the Arctic and work to increase interest in this region. I also suggest thinking about including the development of the White Sea tourist infrastructure in the federal project 5 Seas and Lake Baikal. In order to open the Arctic for mass tourism, the issue of transport accessibility is, of course, important, starting from the repair and construction of roads to the development of air traffic. Let me remind you that we have extended the discounted rates for air tickets to Arctic cities. Last year, about 800,000 passengers took advantage of this opportunity. This year, subsidized tickets can be purchased for more than 7 dozen air routes. At the same time, the airports of the far north, especially the small ones, need to be updated. In the coming years, within the framework of the specialized national project, we will modernize 16 airfields in the Arctic zone, including in Salakard, Arkhangelsk, Norinmar, and Vorkuta. In general, our task is to maintain a branched airport network in the Arctic from large and medium-sized airfields to small landing sites. This is also necessary to ensure year-round accessibility of populated areas and the operation of air ambulances. Dear friends, the key, integral goal of our plans is to improve the quality of life for people in the Arctic, to create modern conditions for study and work, for recreation, for raising children in this harsh region, which has an amazing power of attraction. I have talked to people many times, both northerners themselves, and those who were born here, and those who came say that the North attracts people. People are drawn to these latitudes, to this land. As you know, master plans for the agglomeration of
that is exactly what Babakitoye is saying. Going back to our tourism, before we take you back to J.D. Vance about self-determination, Babakitoye said the same thing. Reading further, that all these places that I have mentioned, our new country will need to invest money on some of the places I have mentioned above in order to upgrade them to the status of tourist attraction. A tourist doesn't want to come to where they can't use a proper toilet. They don't want to come to where their air condition is not working in the hotel room. They don't want to be sleeping and they are hearing the guns moving around because Fulani terrorist is outside. No tourist will take that risk. There is a future for our Yoruba nation. There is an opportunity to stop being part of one Nigeria, a created country by Britain in 1914 for their own selfish gain. But the one important festival will need to be recreated, namely the Ife Festival, which Obafemi Awolowo University initiated in the late 1960s, and which for many years annually attracted large crowds of tourists, especially scholars and artists from abroad, which was abandoned after the federal government took possession of the university. In fact, Ife Festival will now need to be greatly expanded to make it a central festival of the Yoruba world. It will encapsulate the total Ife as the place of origins, Ife mythology, and the central importance of Ife to all descendants of the Yoruba nation worldwide. Important persons from all over the Yoruba world, from Brazil to Cuba, United States to the Caribbean to Europe, etc., will regularly serve on its board, and hopefully people in the hundreds of thousands will come annually to it. it will be like going to Mecca in Saudi Arabia. It will now be the Mecca of the black world. It will be like those of you that are going to Jerusalem, those of you that are going to Dubai, those of you that want to travel to different parts of the world. People will visit Yoruba land in their millions. And it is halls, parking lots, approach roads, Ife hotels shall be of high international standards. Needless to say, the impact of tourism and the pilgrimage on the economy of our Orile-Ede Yoruba will be great. It can become one of the major factors in the prosperity and the buoyancy of our country. Tourism alone will give us exactly the push. To manage it all, a National Tourist Commission will be set up and its members will be artists and scholars from our homeland. We will not be fighting with other indigenous people to run the board as it is done in the one Nigeria today. Artists and scholars from other parts of the Yoruba world and significant traditional figures, obas and chiefs. The question then is, what are you waiting for? Let us push out of Nigeria together for the benefit and the hope of the Yoruba people around the world. Now, let's come back to J.D. Vance, talking about self-determination of the Greenland people. Again, another cold area. According to what we know, America is so desperate to get it back. But the people in the region are also saying that we need to be given the right to self-determination, just like the Yoruba people are doing right now. My name is Olami Koiki. Remember, once again, to support this channel, you can do exactly by contributing your little, not just donation alone, but also finding us where we are. But these are the donation portal. Please remember to screenshot it and help this channel and this organization to grow further so that we can reach more audience in Yoruba land and across the globe. Let's come back again. Once again, I will release the video, but let me read quickly from what we know. The United States Vice President has accused Denmark of underinvesting in Greenland security. J.D. Vance visiting the U.S. military base of Pittsburgh in the northwest Greenland with his wife, Osha, and other senior U.S. officials on Friday told American troops, "Our message to Denmark is very simple. You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland." J.D. Vance added he was really interested in the Arctic security and called for self-determination for Greenland. Wow. What an interesting time to be alive as Yoruba people. Àsìkò tí ó yẹ kí inú gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá máa dùn lélẹ̀. Because what J.D. Vance is saying is that self-determination is a right, which is exactly what Baba Akintoye has argued as you listen to Baba Akintoye and Ruben Abati earlier. Asking for self-determination is nothing more than the right of the Yoruba people, and we are pushing out of Nigeria. Whether the government likes it or not, it is our right. If the Vice President of America, Vice President America, bá ń sọ pé àwọn aráàlú Greenland tó jẹ́ ọmọ Denmark, they have the right to self-determination, then I see no reason why we should not be given the same right as well. This is Koiki Media bringing the world closer to your doorstep. And review in tí Vice President America sọ nípa àwọn ìlú kan tó ń pè ní Denmark pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ fi àyè sílẹ̀ fún àwọn ará Greenland láti gbara wọn sílẹ̀, láti lè dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè. So those of you that are saying that, oh, you can't be asking for Nigeria to break up. No, we have the right to ask for Nigeria to break up because self-determination is a right. That is exactly what the Vice President of America is telling the international community. That ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ fi àyè sílẹ̀ káwọn ará Denmark tó jẹ́ ọmọ Greenland kó fira wọn sílẹ̀, kó gbara wọn sílẹ̀. Again, this is what he said, and I quote, "You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. Nigeria has failed the Yoruba people, and the Yoruba people will pull out of Nigeria whether Nigerians like it or not." Once again, America Vice President representing Donald Trump, the president, was in Greenland, Denmark, just this Friday, 28th of March, with his wife. Just like Nigeria failed to give us exactly what we want, we are no longer interested in any election come 2027. We, the Yorubas, have decided to make up our minds, and our mind is that we will pull out of Nigeria. Just as this vice president, he might not be talking about the Yoruba people yet, but I'm sure when we come out and start making our demands, they will not tell us what our demands, we should put it to one side and face our one Nigeria. Because I want to demand that the Greenland people have been destroyed. No security, no good jobs. Nothing is working there. And they are now asking that self-determination must be given for the people of Greenland. Yoruba people, aku orire. This is the time that we must push out for our right to self-determination. Let me quickly go again according to the AI overview on Google. Greenland's right to self-determination is recognized under international law, particularly through the 2009 Self-Government Act, which acknowledged the Greenlandic people's right to determine their own future. No politicians will tell us that our future must be in Nigeria, not even our kings. Our future is no longer in Nigeria. Our future is inside our own Yoruba country, and we will do everything possibly best to leave Nigeria as quickly as possible, and the journey starts in 2025. Again, the right to determine their own future, including potential independence, just as Yoruba people would declare their country out of Nigeria, and that must not create any problem between us and the rest of the indigenous people in Nigeria. The Ijaw are crying as well. The Biafra are crying as well. The Hausa are crying as well. 4 nations are already ready to have their own country. Now, President Bola Tinubu must now listen to those that are asking for the right to self-determination. No more election, because election has never helped the indigenous people to reach their full potentials. If otherwise, crisis, war, chaos, anarchy is looming around Nigeria. Tell Tinubu to divide Nigeria so that everybody goes their separate ways. Again, yes, the people of Greenland are going to have self-determination. We hope that they choose to partner with the US, because we are the only nation on earth that will respect their sovereignty and respect their security, because their security is very much our security. Our security is no longer secured in Nigeria. And this is why we are saying we will go, just like J.D. Vance said as well. I'm going to release a video now. Let's hear it, as they say, from the horse's mouth. My name is Olami Koiki. Remember that you can donate to support this particular program at all those account details and the email. And if you're not too sure, you can email us at info@koikimedia.com or +447 404405917. Once again, looking for us, go on our Twitter, our website, and all those channels. Tebadro the channel con, you will be losing a lot, and I do not have that full access to those channels because it doesn't belong to me. I don't own Facebook. I don't own YouTube. I only own myself and what I say on it. And after I finish, I download everything I have said on my own archive and save it for my future. If my channel is deactivated, you would then have to look for me in other channels that are still operating. That is a message for the Yoruba people, and I hope you are listening to that message. Let's go back now and listen to the Vice President of United States of America. You've been watching Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep, as the Yoruba people are now fully geared and ready to pull out of the union that has been forced together since 1914, fraudulent amalgamation.
I think we're probably saving $6 million a year by Our message to Denmark is very simple. You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. You have underinvested in the people of Greenland, and you have underinvested in the security architecture of this incredible, beautiful landmass filled with incredible people. That has to change. And because it hasn't changed, this is why President Trump's policy in Greenland is what it is. It's consistent with the first Trump administration, where you saw significant investments in Arctic security, and it will continue over the next 4 years under President Trump's leadership. We're simply saying to the people of Greenland, when the president says we've got to have Greenland, he's saying this island is not safe. A lot of people are interested in it. A lot of people are making a play. We know that America cares about the security of this island for the people, for the sake of the people of Greenland, but also for the sake of the national security interests of the United States of America. So our message is very simple. Yes, the people of Greenland are going to have self-determination. We hope that they choose to partner with the United States, because we're the only nation on earth that will respect their sovereignty and respect their security, because their security is very much our security, as these brave Americans show. Choose to partner with the United States, because we're the only nation. Our message is very simple. Yes, the people of Greenland are going to have self-determination. We hope.
Please, can somebody send this message to President Tinubu? Can somebody send this message to all the Southwest governors? Can somebody send this message to the senators in Abuja, in the House of Reps, in the Senate, in the red and the green chamber, and the ones in the state? The Yoruba people will declare their self-determination under the United Nations Charter. Just like J.D. Vance is telling Denmark, you will not hold people that doesn't want to be part of you. A very great time to be alive. 2025 is going to be a very good year. Fẹ́yìn ọmọ Yorùbá tẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n tó ń sọ yẹn. This has been the clarion call of the Yoruba people. Self-determination, self-determination. Now, Teti Gbolenu, Vice President America, I hope you will understand that Baba Akintoye knows what he has been doing for the last 4 years and a half of this movement. And as Baba Akintoye said, during one of his very important videos that I will pull up in just about a few minutes while I prepare for it, that was when we registered with the UNPO. Baba Akintoye made it very clear. And it has already been clear, but it seems that the politicians think that they can still deny the right to self-determination. Election is not what is needed on the table right now. Discussion is about how to divide peacefully and let everybody go their separate ways. And I believe I have the video which I want to add. But let me go back to let you watch more from the JD Vance from the beginning, and hopefully by then I should have a Baba Akintoye video ready for us, talking about at the UNPO when we registered in 2019. If you don't know the full meaning of UNPO, what the UNPO stands for is the Unrepresented People Organization that the Yoruba people registered, so that we can use that as part of our engagement with the international community. And we have done that very well, and we are still going to do that more. So the video is just getting ready, but let me go back to JD Vance, and then we will come back to that video that I've just got ready for you. But let's listen more to JD Vance. Please share the program, retweet. Thank you so much. The number is very good so far on the Twitter video this afternoon or this evening. 116 people are watching. Let me tell you, if you do not retweet, you are putting the lives of indigenous people in danger. We can be good neighbors. We will be great neighbors. We will still travel across different borders as the United Kingdom has done in the past. They left the European Union and they are still traveling across with their citizens in different parts of the European country. Being in one Nigeria is no longer visibly working, and it is not a crime for Yoruba people to stand up now and say, our right to self-determination will be respected because we do not want any problem. We are peace-abiding, loving people, and we will remain so, but do not take us as a joke. There is a lot that can happen if you dare the Yoruba people this time around. Let's go back and listen more to JD Vance, then we play Babakitoye at the top, ready for you.
Is very simple. You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. You have underinvested in the people of Greenland, and you have underinvested in the security architecture of this incredible, beautiful landmass filled with incredible people. That has to change. And because it hasn't changed, this is why President Trump's policy in Greenland is what it is. It's consistent with the first Trump administration, where you saw significant investments in Arctic security, and it will continue over the next 4 years under President Trump's leadership. We're simply saying to the people of Greenland, when the president says we've got to have Greenland, he's saying this island is not safe. A lot of people are interested in it. A lot of people are making a play. We know that America cares about the security of this island for the people, for the sake of the people of Greenland, but also for the sake of the national security interests of the United States of America. So our message is very simple. Yes, the people of Greenland are going to have self-determination. We hope that they choose to partner with the United States, because we're the only nation on earth that will respect their sovereignty and respect their security, because their security is very much our security, as these brave Americans show.
Yoruba-speaking tribe of Nigeria has been accepted as the 45th member of the Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization. Leader of the Yoruba World Congress, Professor Banji Akintoye, says the membership represents a very important step in the collective quest of well-meaning Yoruba people to achieve the goal of dignity and self-determination.
It is my great pleasure and pride to inform you that the Yoruba nation has been admitted to the membership of UNPO. UNPO means Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization, with its headquarters in The Hague. The UNPO has expressed their gladness to welcome the Yoruba nation as a new member of UNPO, and they're looking forward to working with us. It is important because it is a great stride, and it represents a very important step in our collective quest to achieve the goal of dignity in the country in which we live, and also to achieve the goal of self-determination for our nation. Our Yoruba nation now has a voice on the international stage via the machinery of the UNPO, which maintains a permanent presence before the United Nations and before other international agencies like the European Union, the African Union, the United States government, and the governments of various other countries across the world.
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves. We are not Nigerian. Okay, where is Nigeria? Where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that had been forced together to live in one pathetic country. So anybody who goes there today to say, pray for Nigeria, that person is just deceiving himself, because the people who want to be that Nigeria had not sat down to agree if they want to be Nigeria.
Impediment to Yoruba development is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we would be where we are. 1960, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
I'm thinking about how we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I felt brought forth, not to bore you, First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria from those who do not. This is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria. 60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and beliefs. The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation, and the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit. This is accredited to Sir Amadu Bello, former Premier of Northern Region. The third, and I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country, but the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. The Nigerian unity is only a British intention for the country.
They wanted to be separate from the country that the British Empire had imposed on us, which was this country of Nigeria, where they kind of took a bunch of independent nations who don't have anything to do with each other, don't even speak each other's language, don't relate. Many of them were even enemies and warring at the time, smushed them all together and drew these arbitrary lines around them and called them countries and named those countries.
Right.
And it said, now y'all get along and do a country for us and be a union for us. And then go through, contentious, bloody independence processes that never really yield any real independence. You're still part of a commonwealth afterwards.
True.
And you have the eternal meddling in your affairs and the eternal extraction of your resources and the eternal fomenting of divisiveness and infighting in order to be able to control you. This is what an oppressor does, a colonizer does. These are tactics and strategies of dominance.
Right.
We were subjected to that as a larger unit of Nigeria. And then when the Igbo people said, we want our own thing, let's go and do that. Well, it so happened to be that the territory that this new country of Biafra was going to be in included very, very rich oil reserves. And the British were not going to let go of that.
Wow.
And the people that they had put in power, that their puppet Nigerian governments weren't going to do that either, because they needed it for the Nigerian project.
Right.
And Britain needed it for its own interests and uses. So Great Britain got directly involved in this civil war and in the war for independence, and decided that they would do everything to make sure that Biafra did not go.
Wow.
And this everything meant
Woo!
directly funding
Ẹ káàbọ̀ padà sórí ètò Lady K Ìfẹ́ Olúwa Show. The baby of Yorùbá Nation. Ebi gángan lèbi wọ̀dí fẹ́ lóbi ṣe bí wọ̀dí fẹ́ lóbi ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wo bí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ bí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá bí rajà tẹ́ bá tó dá ìsìn bí wọ̀dí fẹ́ lóbi ṣe bí
Video yẹn pàdé. It is important, it is unique that you share that particular VN. One of the most important VN that must be shared across every Nigerian that says they still want to keep on Nigeria. Because self-determination will be played out not by the Yoruba people alone. The Ijaw have the right to self-determination. The Biafra have the right to self-determination. Even the Hausas have the right to self-determination. And we will do everything to make sure that people are free from this union that is as fake as nothing. Because Nigeria is fake and everybody knows that, but we are living in denial. Let's listen more to some other videos. Listen to them before, it's just a refresher.
So gba ite bá need àwọn product yẹn ẹ pè mí bákan náà ite bá fẹ́ ra aṣọ wà lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan aṣọ òkè wà jewelries wà gbogbo ẹ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe fẹ́ wọ sí ni ẹ̀yẹ ṣáà ti pele dk Ìfẹ́ Olúwa Show, the baby of Yorùbá nation. Ojú òní tí ibi ìdí wá ayé tì ẹ wá bá mi rajà mo bẹ̀bẹ̀ ní gbogbo ite bá fẹ́ ra spiritual items ẹ pè mí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní one or two things tẹ́ face tẹ́dẹ̀ dídá àwọn ọkọ̀ àdúrà tẹ́ lè lò bí nǹkan ìṣẹ́gun curse breaker mercy àwọn ọkọ̀ àánú àwọn protection something tẹ́ lè lò àwọn something tẹ́ lè lò fún victory ẹ pè Lady K Ìfẹ́ Olúwa Show ẹ mọ̀ pé rere ni Olúwa Kristi bẹ̀láyè orúkọ Jésù ilé ìṣọ́ agbára ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni fún ẹni tó bá ṣe kíni tó bá nígbàgbọ́ bó ṣe jẹ́ díẹ̀ sọ gbogbo ẹ̀tẹ̀ bá dídà wọ̀ kó tẹ́ lè lò àìdá yìí kò ṣàkíyèsí wípé nǹkan ò lọ déédé bó ṣe yẹ kó lọ déédé fún yín àbẹ́ jẹ́ tó bá lálàkàlà àbẹ́ rí sáìdì wípé wọ́n dọwọ́ sí yín ẹni tẹ́ẹ̀ṣlẹ̀ ó lé yín ẹni tẹ́ẹ̀ṣọ̀ ó ṣọ yín gbogbo àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ pé Lady K Ìfẹ́ Olúwa Show mo assure yín pé àwọn spiritual items tẹ́ bá lò tí gbogbo yẹn bá ṣẹ́ tí ẹ bá gbégbá ọpẹ́ tẹ́ bá ní ẹnu ọpẹ́ ó wà available ní Sẹpẹ́ ìlú Canada ni mo wà ní Hamilton ẹ̀yẹ ṣáà ti pè mí bàbá yìí sẹ́dẹ̀ any country tẹ́ bá wà any state bàbá yìí sẹ́dẹ̀ tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé African food náà lẹ́ bá fẹ́ rice ọ̀fadà wà sẹ̀mó wà èlùbọ́ gàrí pando yam ẹja stockfish tí ò lè gungun àti crayfish gbogbo ẹ̀ wà àti irú locust beans ìyẹn náà wà so èyí tẹ́ bá ti fẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ ṣáà ti pè Lady K Ìfẹ́ Olúwa Show ẹ bá tún wá gbàgbé láti subscribe sí YouTube channel wa kẹ́dẹ̀ tọ́ notification bell yìí ire o.